One of the things that we are so used to hearing throughout our lives as a constant reminder, a constant annoying echo, is this voice and this echo of inadequacy. Out of all things, it's bad enough that we have to go through this constant, not feeling like enough for the guy. Oh, you're not woman enough. Oh, you're not passable enough. You're not hard enough. You're not even good enough to play ourselves in a film.
Them bitches be salty, cause all they boyfriends want me. Them bitches be salty, cause all they boyfriends want me.
What's up, everybody? I am so happy to be back with you guys. We have a lot to discuss today. I'm not going to even play around with y'all because I really want to get into this, really get into this. You know what it is. If this is your first time coming to this channel, I need you to subscribe. I've composed my own vitamin water together. This is alkaline water with a little bit of what is that? Real vitamins from Costco, the B12. And what I usually do is I put fruit in there. I put peaches, blueberries, and kiwi just to give it a little bit more kick. Because this is real vitamin water. Honey, that vitamin water that's in the grocery store, that is not vitamin water, honey. Vitamin Kool-Aid. So, I am happy to be back with you guys. I'm happy to have hair again. But, without further ado, who is this? Yeah, child. Ugh. So y'all know how it is. Y'all know what I do. We're gonna have a sober-ish type of conversation today. And if you know me, I gotta get lit. Today we're gonna mix it up with a little bit of the vitamin water, just so I can have a little bit of kick. And it's bubbly. It's just the right kick that I need to get this conversation started. Okay. Went down the wrong pipe. But I've swallowed worse and bigger in my life. TMI mistake. The title of this video. I am kind of doing a review-ish, but not really, on the movie A Secret Society. Let me give you guys a little bit of the background of what Secret Society is. And I'm gonna just talk about the good, the bad, and the problematic of it all. Just wrap it all up. Okay. Secret Society, unless you guys have not had a chance to see it or whatever, it's on Amazon. If you have not had a chance to see it and you want to see it, you probably want to pause this video because I'm not going to give the ending away, but this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler because I'm going to, give key details in the film that are beneficial and relevant to this conversation. Author and producer Misha Coleman released this book back in 2006. I remember reading this book and I was pleasantly entertained and pleasantly shocked as a reader when I read the book. It's pretty much a series, because she had did 2 other books in continuation of that. It does have a shock factor, and like I said, spoiler alert, but I'm pretty sure you can find out the spoiler or the shock factor just by watching an interview. Okay, so in a nutshell, it is a film about two trans women. You know, they're stunt queens. They're stunt queens. They're escorts, and they are surviving the best way they can. Reading the book, I can definitely say that the characters had more layers, more in depth. However, without being too critical, I would definitely say it makes me remnants of Baps and the on-screen sisterhood that the late Giselle Reed and, Halle Berry had. Just come off very one-dimensional, and not having that much remorse as they, fuck over these men.
Them bitches are beat!
What I'll say about this movie is these bitches can dress. Whoever did the fashion for these girls can be. They, they did that. I mean, they did the whole aesthetic of trans. And of course, the storyline, it's very stereotypical of a trans girl,
Why?
Okay.
You don't want
But the storyline is very problematic. In the casting.
Bitch, that wig on your head is problematic, bitch.
This is not about me.
This Raina has, bitch.
Okay,
you don't
girl,
wanna date with this bitch.
sis.
Party. Matter of fact, I'm about to use that bitch's pictures right now. Place me a fucking ad on Arrow.
I know you better don't.
Bitch, I bet you I better will. And call only.
Just ratchet. Just
Except Visa and MasterCard.
You know what? Forgive my sis. She is just has no manners. And I'm gonna just be honest. First of all, I want to just say this. Shout out to Misha Coleman, because I want to say that it is already hard enough being a black female and trying to get your project out there, but to be a black female, be an author and the screenwriter of your project and have full control over it, kudos to you. Kudos to you. That's wonderful. And I want to have this conversation. I want to have this dialogue so I can represent a part of the community that wants to have an open dialogue, an open conversation, instead of just complaining about, I hate it. You should have did this. You should have did that. You should have did this. Kudos to the fact that someone is actually conveying our story, and getting it, to the detail, with some things. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just leave it there because, like I said, it's a very. The storyline is very good. Both of the actresses that play Tina and Celeste, surprisingly, I feel like they did a very good job. It's Raina Love, who plays Celeste, and then you have Tina, who's played by Erica Pinkett, and we know her from Love and Hip Hop fame. Now, as far as Raina Love, I think this is her debut, acting debut. Okay, so yeah, they did the damn thing. They did the damn thing. Okay. Now, here's where it gets problematic. Okay. Reading the book, they're trans. As I said at the beginning of this video, they're trans. So I feel that we lose probably a big 80% of the authenticity by her deciding not to cast trans women to play, the principal roles, the juice and the butter of the script. To be fair, this is what she had to say, her decision on casting non-trans people. Here we go.
I'd like to give you kudos for having Amaya Scott as the consultant producer. I watched all of these things now. I watched all of this stuff. Two women that were cast in the lead, that the story is based off. You casted cisgender women to play trans roles. Was there any particular reason why that you did that instead of casting, actual trans women?
Right. So there were a few factors that went into the casting process. One of them was the fact that this was a secret. So in the beginning, when people watch the movie, they're not going to have no clue that that's what's happening, right? So when we put out the casting flyer and we described the characters, we had to leave that detail out just so that we wouldn't give away the secret. But I feel like the most important factor for me personally, because like I said, I wanted to shed light, was going into making this movie. I already knew, and even though we're in 2021 and we've come far as a society, we still got a lot further to go. And I knew that there was going to be a whole audience of people who, if they know that this is a trans story, if they know that these are trans women, they wouldn't sit down and watch the movie. They just wouldn't. And I knew that once they did watch the movie, that it was going to change some minds. It was going to change some hearts. People who normally would ignore struggles or issues that come from the trans community, that trans people have to deal with, they would not be able to see that in that way if they don't sit and watch this movie. And once they do, they'll, I feel confident that they will have a sense of understanding and compassion for trans people, and to get them through the doors, to get them to the screen, to get them to sit and watch this movie. I felt like this women would draw them in, and then they would change their whole mind by the end of the movie about different.
That is not correct.
So let me break it down to you like this. I understand that you wanted to convey a certain type of, you didn't want to give the plot away. Okay, but didn't you think that doing press junkets, doing interviews or so, like the one you did with T.S. Madison, that most importantly, they were going to it was going to be given away anyways. And to be, quite frankly, that's the juice of the book. That's the juice of the film. And the fact that you chose to cast cisgender women was just a major missed opportunity. It was a missed opportunity because I feel like you could have gone a different way. You could have casted two unknowns. And believe me, honey, that would have said a lot. That would have said a lot, and I think that would have conveyed way more than what it came across in this film. Not to say anything about Raina Love's performance or Erica Pinkett's performance. They did what they did, within their capability. But let's be honest, both of them they're not even actresses, not like, as far as I know, not like by craft. They're reality stars. I think Erica's like a singer or something like that. Or the baby mama of Little Scrappy or something, or maybe that's Bambi. Okay, but the thing about it is that there were so many choices that you could win. If you wanted to go, the whole cast of Pose. And they're out of work right now since this is going to be their last season because they've really used that. Besides the guy that plays Poppy on Pose, the one that's going with Janet Mock, everyone else, I don't know if they have anything else ready or if they have job security. It's all about surpassing certainty. In Poppy's defense, hey, he's securing the bag. I could have seen India playing one of those roles, because she's very feminine and very passable. Hey, you could have even, and this is something that would have been controversial, but you would have crossed over and get in the white audience. You could have casted Trace Lysette to play Tina. And hey, we've seen that before where, in a novel, they're one race and then, you know, in the film adaptation, they're another one. It becomes very problematic. I'm going to tell you why it becomes very problematic. Because the fact that we can't play the female roles, oh, hell no. I mean, if that was the case, child.
Hell, I mean, Misha, you may be onto something because I would like to play Michelle Obama. I mean, I think I could pass for her. Yes, I do. And, you know, as far as who's going to play my Barack, I already got that figured out. You know, so you don't even have to listen to me here. This is going to sound really crazy, but my Barack Obama will be Jake Gyllenhaal to play my Barack. Even if he doesn't play Barack, honey, just cast him as a love interest. This will be a walk in the park for him. I mean, he already did that, you know, that bareback mountain. Yeah. So he doesn't. You don't have to worry about that bullshit. Oh, we really you have to going with black actors authenticity nowadays. Come on, man. Oh, let's get girl.
And I've said this in my posts. I said this on a post on Instagram. I mean, if that's the case, honey, let the females have all the trans roles, bitch. I will take those female roles. In reality, in film, and in real life. And why you bullshitting? Child. Steph Curry's wife, the one that said that she wanted attention. And
zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me? Because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that like someone's looking.
I will gladly take your position and
while somebody else is looking, I and Steph Curry will be
warm and baby, honey. These girls, honey. And it's like we as trans women, we're always used to getting the short end of the stick. Always, always. I mean, with the men in our lives, we're good enough for, you know, to get fucked behind the scenes. We're good enough to get the sloppy seconds, you know, behind closed doors, but not good enough to be seen in public. Not good enough to be the wife. Not good. And for the black trans women, honey, not good enough to get the same pay that the other girls of the other races get. While the black man wants to cheapskate the black girl. Yo, so it gets deeper and deeper. You know, that we as trans women go through in our lives and that we hear is this constant repeat message of you're not good enough, you're not woman enough, you're not man enough, you're not passable enough. This constant echo of inadequacy. Simple like this. As a trans woman, as a black trans woman, when she first transitions, she's full of life. This sponge represents who she is. Full of life. Ready to be used and soaked up, full of knowledge, and use literally being the figurative word here. This is her after she has been exploited, used, and chewed up and spit out by life. This is that same black trans woman. Out of all things, you know, it's bad enough that we have to go through this constant, like, not feeling like enough for the guy. Oh, you're not woman enough. Oh, you're not passable enough. You're not hard enough. You know, you know, all this, and then it is to come to a point in our time, you know, 2021, that we're not even good enough to play ourselves. And this was a major slap in the face. I mean, this is not like the 1960s where, you know, Elizabeth Taylor is playing Cleopatra, a strong Egyptian black woman, and, you know, she just has a tan. That wouldn't fly nowadays. So it's just like, I feel like when you do a project, yes, it is your work. It is your thing. However, I feel that as a author, And as a person that's trying to present something as real and as authentic as possible, you have a responsibility to keep that authenticity, you know. And Amaya Scott, you know, was a consultant for this project, and even she had this to say recently on her Instagram. So, what it is, boo?
You know what? What if the tables were switched and we had the power to do a Misha Coleman story and cast someone that's not authentically her type to be her type? You know, reverse it.
Why? Vaughn! Well, why are you even in my bathroom? And I'm calling you!
Why is you calling me Vaughn when I told you that I am Estrella, bitch?
I don't... You're gonna be a grandma. Hey, Kiki, what the fuck is you talking about?
Look at it.
No, bitch, this is... What do you mean? Like, no. What? Vaughn, how you pregnant?
Estrella, and
How's you pregnant?
I haven't had a period.
Vaughn, you've been a girl for 92 seconds, and you talking about you ain't even had a period. 92 seconds. Get out my house. Get your ass out! Need your medicine!
Overall, I will say this. You know, as far as the film opening and being introduced to audiences that may not give it a chance because it's trans, that's great. That's great. But here's something to think about coming the next project. If you decide to do, you know, another, one of the sequels, to do this, then, honey, we're going to give you a pass because this was your first film. But moving on, I mean, hey, you can do what you want to do, honey. But if you want the support of the community and you really want to, you know, make it groundbreaking, you know what to do. I mean, hey, I didn't make the rules. We live in censorship America. I mean, this is the same reason why we'll never get a white chicks too. You know, everyone's sensitive. You know, and I would love to see a white chicks too. You know, but it will never work in this day and age.
You calling police on an 8-year-old little girl. You can hide all you want. The whole world gonna see you, boo.
Yeah, and illegally selling water without a permit? Yeah.
On my property.
Not your property.
Girl, sit down, honey.
Thank you guys for watching. Once again, it is Secret Society. Secret Society. Period. God damn. I tell you, that is my sis. Put the wrong thing there. Always changing shit.
All you! Don't include me in a motherfucking thing. Like it's a motherfucking boy.
I mean, pardon her ratchetness. She has not taken her meds for today. But while I have your attention, another thing, Miss Misha. I gotta just say this, Miss Misha Coleman. Girl. Now you know, honey. Baby, that part in the movie, you know, the part where, you know, such a relatable movie, but some of the scenes are problematic. The part where she was dating the guy, and, you know, the nice guy, Michael, and girl, you said you talked to Amaya Scott. Honey, I think that you did some of these things for comedic effect, because you know, girl, you know, that was a pivotal moment. You know, I was on the edge of my seat. I could so relate. You know, she's falling in love with this guy, and right in the middle of her getting ready to reveal this guy, you know, her tea, she says, Michael, you're one of the good ones. You don't deserve what I bring to the table. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, Michael. Michael, I'm a man. Not a manager. A man. See, yeah. Y'all play too much. I am done. I'm tired of telling people what they're gonna do and how they're gonna, you know, and people want to act like, oh, I didn't know that was offensive. I don't see how that was offensive. Bitch, Helen Keller could wake up from the dead and could hear and see how that shit is offensive. I'm just, girl,